Hello, good morning, class 7 students. Today you will learn History Chapter 2 New Kings and Kingdoms. New Kings and Kingdoms means many new dynasties emerged after the 7th century. So, after the first chapter, this is the chapter in which you will come to know about the emergence, how new kingdoms emerged. You can understand the term, how the time of kingdom, how the time of kings, it started emerging in various parts of India. What are the reasons behind that? What were the reasons behind that? That you will come to know. Basically, we find some few dynasties, names of few dynasties here. Chauhanas, Gurjar Pratiharaj, Chandilas, Rashtrakutas, Palaj, Cholas, Cheraj, Pandyas. So these kingdoms and their kings, they started flourishing. They started, you know, ruling over different parts of India. So the first one that we come across here, the emergence of new dynasties. How new dynasties emerged? What were the reasons behind that? Big landlords or warrior chiefs ruled in different regions of the subcontinent. As you know, subcontinent means, that means why India was called as a subcontinent by that time? Because many countries were part of India. The size of India that you are finding today, the latitudinal and longitudinal extents that you are finding today, it was not like that earlier. That means several countries were there in India, were part of India, including that of your Pakistan, your Nepal, your Bhutan, okay, your Bangladesh. So many countries were part of India. So it was called as your subcontinent. So by the time actually, big landlords, you can understand, okay, big landlords or warrior chiefs ruled in different regions of the subcontinent. And existing kings were recognized as samantas or subordinates. Okay, so warrior chiefs, they were very big landlords. Okay, they were just like, the next position was given to them, and the subordinates were the samantas. So samantas were working under the kings. This thing is very clear now. Samantas were the subordinates. Main work of the samantas was to provide military support. Clear? Military support was provided, army personnel, or how to organize the army, how to fight the war, all those things were provided by whom? By these subordinates or samantas. Samantas gained power and declared themselves as Mahasamantas. See, it was all about gaining power. We find, if you go back, okay, everywhere we have seen that all these human beings, it is an urge to gain power. By gaining power and prowess, everywhere we see this type of human beings, or those who are powerful persons, they try to control over the subcontinent. So here actually samantas, after gaining power, they were called as the Mahasamantas. One glaring example was that of the Rashtrakutas in Deccan. Rashtrakutas in Deccan means Deccan Plateau region. Deccan Plateau region is in India, your southern part, Deccan Plateau region. So Deccan Plateau region was ruled by the Rashtrakutas. Why did Rashtrakutas choose Deccan Plateau region? Plateau, especially I am telling you, it is called as a tableland. Okay, having slopes, it is a tableland. Okay, it is a high and flat land standing above the surrounding area, enriched with a lot of minerals. Water bodies are also there, forest resources are there, water bodies are there, forest resources are there, fertile soil is there. The soil is enriched with a lot of minerals, nutrients. So Rashtrakutas were clever enough to choose Deccan Plateau region to start their ruling, or they were wise enough to choose Deccan Plateau region. Is that clear to you all? How they started gaining power? How did they gain power? That means they took the advantage of your very fertile soil, mineral resources, water bodies, forest resources, and after gaining power in the mid 8th century, what they did, Danti Durga, a Rashtrakuta chief, overthrew his Chalukya overlord. This thing happened here. A Rashtrakuta chief, actually, name is your Danti Durga. What he did? He surpassed, he overthrew his Chalukya overlord. Overlord means the person who was above him, okay, the higher rank. That means he was actually the main ruler. So he was surpassed by, or he was, taken over by whom? Your Danti Durga. He was the Rashtrakuta chief. So when we focus on the administration in the kingdoms, by the time actually high sounding titles such as Maharaja, Adhiraja, Tribhuvana Chakravarti, etc. were adopted by the new kings. One thing is very much clear here. Why did the kings, they used to give these high sounding titles? High sounding means you don't think that the decibel level is more, the sound is more here. No. High sounding means it is giving emphasis to the name itself. It is just like one adjective, it is just like one epithet which is added to the name itself. It is just like flavoring the name with another word. Tribhuvana Chakravarti. Tribhuvana means referring to 3 regions. Chakravarti means the king or the emperor of 3 regions altogether. Tribhuvana Chakravarti. Maharaja Adhiraja. That means the king of all the subordinates. Okay, all those Adhiraja means those who are below the king. So these high sounding titles were used by whom? By the kings. Resources were obtained from whom? From the producers. Who were the producers? Producers were the farmers. Okay, they used to produce the land. Agricultural outputs. Those agricultural outputs actually, that means whatever they produced. Okay, so that was that all those things were considered as the resources. Kings utilized these resources for developmental purpose. Stagnancy, if they would have brought stagnancy, then most probably they would not have grown, they would not have captured by that time other parts of India. Okay, they started from Deccan Plateau region and they started competing with other kings also. So there was no stagnancy, there was growth. There was no, what we say, that they didn't think of remaining in one part. Rather, they started observing their developmental curve. Okay, so it was used for development. Development means what? They started utilizing in different parts of their kingdom so that the economic, cultural activity of people will develop, will improve. Influential family members were entrusted with the work of collecting revenues. Revenue collection, today we are also giving tax. Tax, the tax that we are paying for different purposes, income tax, tax on electricity, tax on several things, road tax we are giving, so many things, tax we are paying. So tax in today's era, it is utilized by the government of India, by the state governments. For what? For developmental purpose. By that time also, whatever revenue was collected, it was collected by the influential members, the family members, those who were very influential, those who had impact, whom people actually believed, whom people gave respect. They used to collect the taxes. Here actually there were no, such appointment, direct appointment. Rather, influential families were chosen. There was no interview. Influential families were chosen, and they were given charge to collect the revenue. After that, we come across prasastis and land grants. Prasastis and land grants. Prasasti means what? In the praise of somebody. In the praise of anybody you tell, that man becomes very happy. If I praise you now, you are a brilliant student. You have done very well in the exam. You see, your report card is saying so. So you become very happy because you are praised. Whenever we find if anybody is going to speak something, then regarding that person, if another person is telling few words, that person becomes very happy. So in the prasasti means in the praise of somebody. Prasastis reveal that rulers wanted to depict themselves as valiant and victorious warriors. Prasastis, or in the praise of the rulers, there were some scribes, there were some poets, there were some writers. Those they used to highlight, they used to focus, they used to narrate, they used to write, they used to describe by taking the work of these kings into account. Especially, they used to add flavor to their work. That means how valiant they are, how victorious they are, how did they fight the war. Okay, that means it's just like the commendable work of these kings were written, were narrated, were depicted, were spoken, were listened to, especially were listened to by the people. People used to listen, people used to speak, people used to carry forward about the victorious activity or about their kings in the praise of whatever was written by these scribes. Okay, these scribes will pass it to the kingdom. The people of the kingdom, they will remember it. They will start passing it to their next generation. Okay, even if it's not written also 1,000 times, if it's written once also, it is to be carried forward. Prasastis were composed by learned Brahmanas. Brahmins, we say, for a long time actually they gathered, they inherited, they gathered tremendous knowledge, a lot of knowledge by that time. In the court of kings, we have seen that Brahmins were given a special status. Why? Because Brahmins were a well-known person. They were talented, they were knowledge, they had a lot of knowledge. Okay, they were well versed in Vedas and several scriptures also. Okay, so prasastis were composed by learned Brahmins. Up to this, it is clear.